Hey guys, it's me, Xander, the DM. We lost one of our mics during the recording and didn't notice until about halfway through the session. You might notice some degradation of audio quality during combat, and if you find that hard to listen to, we've included a brief description of what happened and a timestamp to where we recovered the microphone. That's all from me. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, shine on. Welcome to the Wild Magic Podcast Season 1, The Rise of the Shine Brigade. This episode contains explicit language not suited for sprouts, tots, or toadstools. Trigger warnings and music credits can be found in the description below. Welcome back, Shine Brigade. On the last episode, we had this grand duel of the minds between Tia Tumbleweed and Griffin Cordinarius on the main stage of Town Hall. Griffin worked through the interview by a series of meandering and rambling that threw Tia Tumbleweed off of her plan. What was supposed to be an expose, a real takedown piece against Griffin Cordinarius, ended up being sort of a banter that ended up making Tia Tumbleweed look stupid. Where we left off, Tia Tumbleweed started interacting with her microphone in an odd and bizarre way. The same void energy that you, the Shine Brigade, are so used to interacting with now began to float off of the microphone. Tia Tumbleweed seemed to stutter and get angry and lose her reporter demeanor. Starting off today, I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Ooh. 12 minus 1's an 11.
An 11 for Anise.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Griff.
I got a 14.
14?
Or wait, 19. I just messed that up so bad. Yeah.
My subtraction was messing up what should have been your addition.
Rekklan.
I was not a math
Rekklan has a 10.
I was not a 10.
Okay, Delilah.
That was a 15.
15, nice. Michael.
10.
10. And that's everybody. Okay, let me just have a second to get everything organized.
No.
Thank you for your patience.
Not allowed.
Your initiative order is going to be Griff at the helm, followed by Delilah, then Anise, then Tia Tumbleweed, then Michael, and then Rekklan. Allow me to set the scene for you. On the main stage are Griff and Tia Tumbleweed. There's this raised stage that has two opposing platforms that would normally host opposing political parties arguing. In the center, there have been two chairs that have been set up for the interview specifically. A small little green screen sits right behind them. Other than Griff, the rest of you, the Shine Brigade, are in the audience. It is packed and tight, and the air of collective breath is foggy. This room is filled to the brim. There are people standing in the aisles. There are people standing outside of the door, listening in on this monumentous interview. Tia Tumbleweed seems to approach Griffin with malice. And off of that, Griffin Cordinarius, it is your turn.
Oh, dear God. So, as I'm sitting in my chair looking at her, are there any physical changes that I can see just, like, looking at her?
Currently, there don't appear to be any physical changes. It's sort of her personality and the air around her and her facade of professionalism seem to have dropped. She seems to have, like, no pretense of wanting to be your friend anymore.
I'll just kind of scoot my chair back a little bit, just keep inching it backward. So is the interview over?
The interview is just beginning.
Then should I stay in my seat?
If you'd like. You see Tia Tumbleweed starts to flutter up in the air a little bit. Two fairy wings shoot out from her fine dress. You see that they have this blue gradient that starts at the edge from a black to a light blue going in, and then this illusion of red eyes on both wings stares at you.
Important question.
Yes.
Is she a fairy?
She is a fairy.
She is a fairy. Okay, just making
Tia Tumbleweed is a fairy.
Interesting. Because they're from Cerulean, right?
They are from Cerulean.
I think with my turn then, I'm just gonna, like, as she's, like, fluttering up in the air, getting closer to me, I'm just gonna, like, abruptly stand up and even like knocking my chair over as I get out of it and kind of scrabbling across the floor, and I'm just gonna run away like, oh god, Tia, you don't have to do this.
Tia Tumbleweed flashes you just a wicked smile.
I will use my 30 feet of movement to run to Anise.
In the audience?
Yes.
So
point of order. I think last session I talked about trying to get backstage. I don't know if I did or not, but I don't know if that was...
Right, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable. I will approve it. But you're on thin ice.
Approved by Xander.
So I will put you and Anise sort of in the wings.
Okay.
You
sweet.
have a
Yeah.
view of Griffin, and you are not in the audience, but along the back of the stage.
Yeah, I'm gonna book it toward Anise in kind of the backstage area and put a hand across my throat and wave it back in like a cutting motion, like, kill it, we gotta get out of here, this interview is not going well. And I'm just gonna run as close as I can get to her.
Okay. You get right up against Anise.
Anise, I don't know what's going on out there, but it's not...
Get behind me. We need to get going.
Okay. Delilah, it is your turn.
Great. Always so hard being first in the combat encounter. Like, do I start whooping ass or not?
Do I start whipping ass or taking names?
I can't spell.
I think first thing I would do is look around the room for a fire alarm.
Yes, there is certainly a fire alarm in here. You would have to push your way through the crowd to get to it, which is rough terrain, so you would have to use your movement and your action to get to the fire alarm.
That's okay with me. What if I were to use my skater feature of Mirthful Leaps?
Oh.
Which, when I make a long or high jump, I can roll a d8 and add the result to the number of feet I cover. It costs movement as usual.
So, is this in the goal of leaping over the
Yeah.
crowd to the fire alarm?
Like a graceful...
Mirthful even.
Yeah. Delilah was never mirthful.
I would like you to make an acrobatics check along with that,
Great.
just to see if you can nimbly make it over the crowd without kicking any faces
Yeah.
or knocking people over.
Makes sense. That is a natural one. I
So,
think
go ahead.
Delilah tries to manifest her shine power in order to use shine magic to help increase the leap, but then her toes get totally tangled up in the dress. She's still not used to it, and she just completely, I don't know, falls on her face, or I don't know what happens there.
Delilah, you fall on your face, you crash into the Griffin Cordonarius fan club. You knock over a couple of cardboard cutouts, and some I Love You Griff posters are torn asunder. You are prone among the crowd.
Okay, can I use the rest of my movement to stand up?
Yes, yes, you
I'm
can.
gonna stand back up and kind of brush myself off. Did that consume my action as well? then?
No, I'll say that just used your movement.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. I'll take the dash action to get as close to the fire as I can.
okay.
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to cast my spiritual weapon with the shame and embarrassment of completely messing that jump up. Delilah is able to channel that blue shame straight into her right hand. She kind of swings it up in an arc, and that blue light that she swung up materializes as a blue electric bass. She plays a couple of notes on it and then swings it over her head and hurls it straight at Tia Tumbleweed.
Okay, awesome.
Oh yeah.
That, as opposed to my natural one, is a 21 versus armor class.
A 21 versus armor class will hit Tia Tumbleweed.
Great. She's going to take 4 radiant damage.
Okay, 4 radiant damage.
And that is Delilah's turn.
Anise, Griffin has just run up to you, and it is your turn.
After putting herself between Griff and Tia and saying we need to get out of there, and he says, "Correction, we need to get other people out of here. Do you think you can do that?
Oh my god, I didn't think about the other people. Yeah.
Or better yet, do you know where the gloom artifact is?
I think so. I think it's the microphone at her neck.
If we can get that, then everyone here would be safe."
Should we touch it? I mean, remember what happened the last couple times we touched those things?
You're right. Okay. Is Tia focused on anyone right now?
Tia watched as Griffin ran to the backstage. She seems to have an intent gaze where Griffin went.
Okay, cool. You're right. I I don't know what's going to be safe. If you want to try to get the other people out, I'll try to take her attention.
Okay.
And Anise is going to just step forward onto the stage.
Okay.
Still in her formal attending this interview kind of attire. She does at least partially activate her shine powers on one arm. She calls out toward Tia, "Green light, timelines converge on me," and she casts Compelled Duel on
You
on
what?
Tia.
What the heck? What the fuck?
Alright, so green light is gonna stream out from the arm that has the shield, and it's gonna start circling just around her head, and she's going to need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Cool. She rolled a 15.
She rolled a 15. That's mighty unfortunate for me. DC was 12.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so nothing happens there, but
You said this green light sort of streams towards her.
Mhm.
You see that this void energy expands out in a quick circle and dispels the thing that you were trying to do. Is that all you want to do for your turn?
yeah, I'm just gonna stand on the stage, just shield ready facing her. That'll be my turn.
After Anise is going to be Tia Tumbleweed. And I want to take this time to introduce a combat mechanic to you all.
Oh no.
This is called the audience, and basically in this fight the public perception affects the way that shine powers work for you, and they affect the way and the power of the shine. During this fight there is a scaling bar depending on how much you've appealed to the audience or how much you've lost the audience's favor. Big positive numbers give you very powerful buffs, whereas big negative numbers can lead to detrimental effects for you during the fight.
I'm falling into a crowd of people.
Surely it didn't hurt us. We didn't know yet.
And so you may use part of your action or your bonus action to try to appeal to the audience. Based on the roll, based on how high your roll is, will depend on how much your sway goes up and down. Rolling below a 5 will be a failed appeal. You'll lose appeal to the audience. Between a 5 and a 10, a neutral appeal, and anything higher will be a successful appeal. If you roll a natural 20, then, well, fun things will happen. With that out of the way, Tia Tumbleweed is going to face the audience. You see this wave of void energy seem to cascade out from her microphone into the audience like a wave. She is going to say, "This is your Shine Brigade. This is Griffin Cordinarius, fleeing at the first sign of danger." She is going to roll a check to see if that influences the audience. That is going to be a successful appeal.
Ooh. I'm sitting
Fair.
next to
You know what? Fair, Tia. Fair.
Surely she has a bad charisma. Right? The reporter who's on live TV all the time.
How did the Griff Cordinarius fan club react to that?
The Griffin Cordinarius fan club is always normally in support of Griffin Cordinarius, but you see after this appeal, after what Tia Tumbleweed said, there's murmurs among them.
No, my fan club.
You're losing everything.
My rider dies.
A true fan would not give up that easily.
You know, Griff is having kind of a bad hair day, I think.
Oh no. Security.
Okay, as a result of being -1 in the appeal, you all will take a penalty of 1d4 on attack rolls and saving throws.
Just using shine magic or
Using shine magic, yes.
Okay.
Yes, using shine magic, -1d4. So keep that in mind going forward. Tia Tumbleweed is going to turn to you, Anise. I'm going to need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. Charisma saving throw. Let's go. The roll wasn't mighty, but that's a 13.
Is that minus D4?
Minus a d4, you're so right.
I'm sorry, teacher.
No, you're right.
Teacher's
No,
pet.
you're good.
This is
It's the new mechanic. We need help.
Got it.
Oh gosh.
You're just trying to be nice
The
to
audience.
Xander so that maybe he'll give us leniency.
You're so honest.
Well, fortunately, I'm bad at rolling on all my dice. So, I mean, that only brings it back down to an 11. Not gonna be high enough.
You feel a voice in your head. And this is what it says. It was your fault. You know it was your fault. It's always been your fault. And nothing you do, nothing you ever do will make up for that. You're taking 11 points of psychic damage.
Alright. What's your...
Thank God I'm unshakable, which I have no ammo on this. I think I'm resistant.
Unshakable.
Unshakable, I'm telling you.
As that happens, you see Anise, who has held her shield up defensively, start to just slowly drop it to her side, and Griff, being a bit closer, can see her visually shaking.
Anise, don't give up.
Additionally, you see April showers and May flowers charge onto the main stage.
Of course.
They surround Tia Tumbleweed on either side. They use their full movement and action to get to the stage. April Showers is going to say, "On the forecast today, kicking the Shine Brigade's butt." And that's going to be their turn.
Hey.
Get a little bit of drama, a little bit of camp. Okay, so Micheal Brown, it is your turn.
Okay. Michael's gonna stand up from his seat. He is intermingled with the Griff Ordinarius fan club. And he is going to walk to the front of the stage and pull out this small RC car that has bubbly eyes on the front. You can tell that it is alive. It's one of Michael's creations. But on top of it, it has this small little black box with a little circular tube coming out of it. And Michael pulls it out and says, "Okay, Jerry, I just need you to stay right here and look at these three in front of you, okay?"
Are we gonna hurt some people today, Mr. Brown?
Only if necessary. We use restraint.
Sounds good.
Okay. And then I want to use the rest of my movement to go to the opposite side of the stage. I would like to cast Sanctuary on Griff.
Okay. You are casting a spell using Shine Magic, so I believe you should use a power word.
Michael's Shine transformation begins as he runs to the side of the stage. His pink tutu comes out mechanically. His gorgeous yellow blouse starts flowing in the wind behind him, and out of Michael's bag of holding, he pulls out what looks like a homemade gun. It has an exhaust pipe coming out of the front and a little handle with a trigger on it. Two crystals sitting on top of the exhaust pipes that look like they're filled with orange light, and a lawnmower puller starter coming out of the back of it. Michael, as he's running over, gets to the side of the stage and yanks on the lawnmower starter. Says, "Okay, right here." Points his gun at Griff.
Wait, Michael, what are you doing?
Orange light, form of protector. And Michael fires the gun at Griff.
I just got shot at. I got assaulted. My fan club's leaving.
As it reaches you, a bubble of orange light appears around you, wraps around you, and starts to constrict, forming into this armor in order to help give you some protection. Anybody that attacks you will have to make a wisdom save throw before doing so.
Whoa. Thank you for shooting me.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't explain that to you before. That's my bad.
Heads up would be appreciated next time.
That will be Michael's turn.
Okay. Rekklan.
Alright, so Rekklan stands up from his chair, takes out one of the multi-tools that's located on the side of his belt, flips it up into the air, catches it, puts it down into the like a bolt on the side of his now transformed gun arm, tightens it with a little bit of a flare, points it over to the stage and says, "Tia Tumbleweed, I got a burning question for you."
Aw, shucks, that's a knee slap.
Rekklan casts, and I say this with pleasure, because there are three people right next to him shutting each other, right?
That is correct.
And nobody's right there. Apart from those three, you could center it past them, behind them, in such a way that it would capture the three of them. But no one else.
Wait a minute.
All of these statements are true.
That is good. That's good information. So, I'm going to use 5 sorcery points to cast this as a bonus action. I am casting Fireball, as you might be aware of that particular spell. So I'm going to need our 3 friends to make a dexterity saving throw.
I am so sorry. Tia Tumbleweed is going to cast Counterspell.
You. Oh. Bitch. God. I'm so. Okay, it's fine. You know, I still have. I'm next.
Give us some flavors, Xander. What's this counter
Yes.
spell?
Yeah.
Tia Tumbleweed is going to rotate her body over and stare at you in the eyes, and she's going to say, "Silence." And then you feel the shine dissipate from you for just a moment, and the spell is dissolved.
That's good.
I can't do a very good anime gasp. Can
Yes, everyone's reaction face.
Oh no!
Rekklan, just takes his hair, kind of flips it back, trying to look cool, like, and like, well, things are just getting heated up in here. I'm telling you what. And then he was gonna do an appeal to the enemy, appeal the audience and use that as the action. But I'm so fucking upset by this that I feel like I have to make fire come in contact with her, even though tactically I should be making appeal to the audience.
You gotta do what the character would do.
Yeah, I think he would absolutely not do the technically. He planned on doing a cool appeal to the audience, but no, now he clocks it over like, well, things are just getting heated up now, and then casts Firebolt, which is a cantrip as his action. Firebolt is just normal spell and and I shall take a d4 away from. Okay, that sucks. But we have abilities, it's all good. Okay, so that is a 17 to hit.
You said that was not good?
Yeah, wait a
I just didn't like seeing the 3.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. Absolutely.
Okay, we're making it through. Oh, Tia Tumbleweed. I'd like you to meet my associate. My associate's name is 6 points of fire damage. Shit, my arm is hard. Oh my god, I hate when that.
And
Someone have a Coke I can put this in or something? It's hot.
what is the power word that you're saying in this moment?
I think this one, that would have been just, don't worry, Tia Tumbleweed. Things are just starting to get heated up.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, that hits Tia Tumbleweed square in the chest. You see little embers sort of burst into flames around her wings. That is going to be Griff's turn, top of the round.
Would it take my turn to do an investigation check to see if I can figure out how much Griff has figured out about the mechanics of this battle, just watching the crowd's reaction, feeling his shine powers change?
Yes, I will say when Tia Tumbleweed made that speech and you saw that wave of void energy wash over the crowd, you felt this sickness wash over you. It was apparent to you that something about the audience reaction and something about how they're currently viewing you is affecting the way that shine works inside of you.
Okay, cool. With that, I'm Griff being like, okay, so big moves. Gotta bring out the big moves. What do I do? He calls back to the last time he met Tia Tumbleweed and that feeling of him almost like morphing into his swarm of hummingbirds and then reappearing somewhere else. And I'm gonna tap into that. And is there like a raised platform somewhere?
This stage doesn't have a raised platform. I guess you could say it's sort of raised in the audience because the chairs go from low to higher, which eventually cascade into the apex of the doors at the top. But there's not really any like raised platforms or those theater seats.
Right, the opera seating.
Yeah, the opera seating. There's none of that. It's a very simple building.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna look at my fan club, holding posters and me looking very confused. Like, I really don't want to do this. And I'm going to cast Misty Step, Blessing of the Raven Queen, and teleport into their midst. And then I am going to hold up my hands. And that's my bonus action, and I'll use my action to hold up my hands in like a wide gesture and be like, Indigo Light, shatter! And I'll cast a web across the stage. And the way you see it is almost like the reality around Tia Tumbleweed suddenly becomes broken, like looking into a broken mirror. All the pieces are shifted in ways they shouldn't be, and it's almost hard for the eye to look at. I will cast web on the stage.
Okay.
So any creature that ends their turn inside of web must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed saving throw, the creature is restrained.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure to keep me honest there.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube around them. Yes, that's all I have to say.
Okay. You are among your fan club. You didn't use any action or bonus action to try to appeal to them, but you are standing amongst them. You see the web of distorted reality shatter across the stage. Delilah, you're up next.
I don't think Delilah's really one for appealing to people. I'm of the real game. I know she should. I think Delilah's more of the like, maybe I'll feel better. I feel bad because people are looking at me and judging me, so if I get them out of here, then they won't be here to judge me anymore. I assume Delilah can finish her charge to the fire alarm.
Yes, you can. You are at the fire alarm.
Great. I'm just going to yank on that, give it a good old pull the fire alarm.
Okay. You give it a good yank, and you hear the loud blaring sirens of the fire alarm in the background.
Cool. Is my action consumed now?
I'd say you could do that as a bonus action.
I'd rather do it as my action,
Yeah.
I guess, then.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Okay. Do I try attacking with the D4 penalty? We'll try it once. You know?
What's the worst that could happen?
Delilah is going to grab her guitar, which after throwing it has flies back into her hand. Drum on it some more to like the tune of using the fire alarm as the drum line. She's like jamming out and hurls the bass. Okay, so that's a 25 minus a D4, so that's a 21 versus armor class.
Yep, that'll hit. This is against Tia Tumbleweed, so go ahead and roll for damage.
And you said the damage roll is also affected.
The damage roll is not affected. It is on rolls to hit and saving throws.
Perfect, great. 5 radiant damage to Tia Tumbleweed.
5 radiant damage on the board. Very nice. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, that's my movement, my action, and bonus action, I think.
Okay. Anise, you hear the fire alarm blaring in the background. That's not what a fire alarm sounds like, but that's what this fire alarm sounds like. Like a dying cat. It's meant to get people out of the building, and a dying cat will get people out of the building. I digress. It is your turn.
Just to be clear, is this fire alarm one that people can speak over or no?
It is loud. You can start yelling, and I think distorted words would sort of be carried along the wind.
Okay, we'll do our best.
Yeah, standing before you, you see Mayflowers. He is a very tall furball wearing a reporter's suit and a red tie, which is the themed color of Action 5 News. On the opposite end of Tia Tumbleweed is April Showers. It's the other way around. They're pretty much the same person. April Showers is also a furball with a fine suit and a red tie. He also stands quite tall, and it looks as though April Showers and Mayflowers could be brothers. Their likeness is so similar. They seem to be standing in a very defensive position, trying to defend Tia Tumbleweed from any attackers that they possibly can.
Okay, important question. The web, how far out does that go? / am I in it, and how in it are they?
They would be fully in it. How? It's a 20-foot cube.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I could have centered that. So that's...
Similar to Fireball, you could have centered it in such a way that you would avoid hitting Anise.
Right, and it's any creature that starts their turn in it, so I think you would be okay. But also, if you enter it, you're going to have the same problem.
Yeah, that's totally fair. But, okay, that's why it is important to ask how far in our opponents.
Sorry, how far away are the opponents from you?
Yeah, Mr. Shine Master.
Yes, I would say that because Griff targeted the spell in such a way that it only affected them, you could get within close range by just walking up, and so you're rather close to them. And by walking up, you would not enter the web's radius.
Not enter it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, in the time that has passed and all the action that's gone on, the gloom that came over Anise has passed, but the emotion is still there. Her shield arm, having fallen to her side, comes back up halfway once again, and she says loud over the blaring of the alarm, "These are the agents of gloom. These are the enemies of Daffodil." And at the end of that statement, her armor comes on full, just kind of in a flash of green light, blasts out, and she's got this full plate armor with the giant ass pauldrons and the green shining in veins down it. And then she takes another step forward and yells out, "And we will not let them harm you." And at that, she extends her other arm forward, and for the first time, green light courses down that arm and circles around her hand, forming into a pole, 1 foot long pole. And then the green light kind of swirls off one end of it and then solidifies toward the end of this ethereal chain into this ball of green energy with a bunch of like pieces of metal hanging around it. She pulls out her martial weapon for the first time.
Nice.
Her flail of time. As this comes on, she's also casting Divine Favor to empower herself with green light, green energy, which is what brings about the flail in the first place and empowers it. And with that, there's another flash of light. And in this, she is trying to stand strong, stand opposed to this group as she walks like toward them and gets within close range, and she is trying to appeal to the audience.
Okay. You.
Motherfucking Shine Brigade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're giving off bursts of light.
Go ahead and make a performance check.
Performance check with a persuasion check.
Sure. I would also allow a persuasion check.
All right. Okay. Well, that's not fantastic, but of course, this speech was inspired by her years in advertising and PR, all that kind of stuff. She's got a background in this, so that is an 8 plus 6 to a 14. But she is going to use her background, Emissary of Peace feature to channel divinity and get +5 to persuasion, another +5 to her persuasion checks. The next 10 minutes. So that will be a mighty 19.
19. Yeah, you appear to have swayed the audience towards your side once again. This speech seems to rouse some of their dazed faces, and even the Griff fan club seems to perk up a little bit. Their hero just appeared right in front of them. That should be something that's big. Maybe Griff isn't having such a bad hair day after all.
I'm closer.
So the audience sway goes to 0. There's no effect either way. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Well, I guess I should maybe ask you. I feel like that was with bonus action spell and like the walking
right
challenge.
Yeah, so you do have to use your action or your bonus action in order to do the appeal to the audience. So that would be your turn.
Sweet,
Great.
That's what I figured.
Okay, Tia Tumbleweed. It is Tia Tumbleweed's turn. All 3 of them are starting within the web, and so they need to make dexterity saving throws, or else they will be incapacitated? No. Restrained. Right. Okay, what is the save here? What is the DC?
It is a 12.
12. Okay. April Showers is going to fail. May Flowers is going to fail. Tia Tumbleweed, roll a natural 20.
Well, 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Okay, their speed becomes 0. They can't benefit from any speed bonus. Attack rolls against the creatures have advantage, and the creatures' attack rolls have disadvantage. So, Mayflowers and April Showers, why don't you describe what happens to them?
As this field kind of unfolds before them, encapsulating them in it, they try to take a step through it and suddenly realize that their brain is not connecting to their movement in the way that it should be. Like the indigo light is now entering their minds and entering their eyes. And as they try to take a step through this fracture, they put their foot forward, they step down, and then they realize they haven't gone anywhere. They try to take another step and another, and somehow they always end up standing in the same place no matter what they do.
Sweet.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So Tia Tumbleweed is going to be the first person to take a turn. Tia Tumbleweed is going to turn to the audience, and she's going to say, "The previous Shine Brigade gave us hope. They fought for us. They were capable, and they were whole. This Shine Brigade is pathetic." She's going to roll an appeal to audience. That is going to be successful. You're once again affected by the D4. She is going to turn to Rekklan. You need to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Looks pretty good, please. Because I'm unshakable.
Ooh.
It's okay, That's a 21.
Unshakable!
What did I tell you?
Even with the D4?
Yeah, because I had a 19.
You hear these dissonant whispers in your head. Classic phrases that you've been used to. You've been used to battling your entire life. Not good enough. Not enough. And man, you're unshakable. You've dealt with this. Words cannot fundamentally harm you. And you shake free from the spell. Nothing happens to you.
So you're unshakable, but you shook it off? Only you can shake.
Only I can shake myself.
Okay.
Others are unable.
There's just too much power otherwise.
Too much power. Everyone has a kryptonite, and my kryptonite is me.
Mayflowers is going to try to break free from the web.
It is a strength check.
Strength
against
check.
a 12.
Thank you. Going to succeed. April Showers is going to... He's going to do something pretty dastardly, you guys.
Better not.
Do that.
Better not.
He'll do it next turn.
Oh, come on.
For now, he'll try to break free from the web. Going to succeed.
And that cost them their action.
Yes, their actions are both used up. April Showers is going to run behind Anise over to where Micheal Brown is to the side. Mayflowers is going to charge into Anise. Does not have an action, but is standing in front of you, sort of looking down on you. Okay, that is...
Did either of them trigger attack of opportunity?
No, because April Showers ran around you from the other side of Tia Tumbleweed, and Mayflowers was just in your face. So you just got more in your face. Tia Tumbleweed is going to fly to the back of the stage.
No longer in a cluster. Thank you. I was hoping they'd stay right there.
Oh, I just...
It's like, yeah, I love that.
We almost turned one of it after that counter spell.
Micheal Brown, it is your turn.
Oh, everything changed because they all moved.
Everything changed from Fire Nation.
It's a good thing I'm going to use fire to attack him back.
Smart. Worked for Zuka.
Just to clarify, we have a minus 1d4 right now.
Yes, you are currently at -1.
When I look out into the crowd, how are they reacting? Are there people leaving, or does it seem like they're all still entranced by what's happening?
It seems as though whatever Tia Tumbleweed did has a staying effect on the audience. They seem enraptured by every action and every word that is said by people, both in the audience and on the stage.
First, Micheal is going to shout to the audience and to the Shine Brigade, partially hoping to sway the crowd, but mostly just kind of game plan. We can't let them off this stage. We can't let them out into the audience. Hold your line! And Micheal is going to pull his gun back out of his bag of holding that he put it back into, turn and point it at Anise.
Just shooting everybody.
Don't worry, this one's good. Orange light. Just keep them safe, please. And I'm going to cast Aid on you, myself, and Griff.
Okay.
Do you turn the gun up at yourself? It's fine.
I do. We're not going to describe that.
Okay.
So each player, Anise, Griff, and I get 5 current hit points and 5 maximum extra hit points.
Nice.
And then as my bonus action, all right, Jerry, you sit tight. That's my turn.
Okay. Jerry sits tight. Rekklan, you're up to bat again.
Oh, man, I really want to do that firebolt, but it's okay. God, that would have been so cool. Oh, I tell you, we would have been cool at that. But okay. Rekklan is laser focused on making fire continue to come in contact with Tia Tumbleweed. This is the primary objective of Rekklan's thinking. So first, Rekklan, as an action, is going to upcast Chaos Bolt to 2nd level.
Okay.
So first I'm going to try to make an attack at her. I can't think of a fucking catchphrase, y'all! Oh my god! Rekklan says out loud. Shit.
His brain is burning up.
Just remember what's important to you.
That seems inappropriate. I don't want to. Oh shit. Burning passion. Yes. And I will cast Chaos Bolt at her.
Okay.
Burning passion for my fellow man. No man in particular. It's doing good. That's -3 + 3, or -6 + 3, 22 to hit.
Rekklan!
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Sweet. And then I'm gonna do my D, determine which one it is. My burning passion is not as burning as I thought it was. It's cold damage. Oh no, this is a bad omen. This is a real bad omen, y'all. No, it's not true. My burning passion is what's this? Oh, I hate it. That's fucked up. Oh.
Mood ring says you're angry, but still happy.
Dang, I got 2. That's 12. If I get max damage, that'd be really cool. 19 points of cold damage. Tia Tumbleweed.
See, it's like a heat sink. You're emptying out the cold from you.
Yeah.
To create your own burning passion higher. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, and it went good. And then for bonus action, I think because Rek at this point, she's back. He's pivot, making eye contact with everyone. Looks back at them. Just kind of like cocks a little left hand back, making a real satisfying clink. And for his bonus action, he's going to try to make an appeal to the audience. If that ain't the Shine Brigade, I don't understand what else could be. We are the Shine Brigade. We are here to protect you. We will protect you. You rest easy knowing we are here. We are the Shine Brigade. We are never going to stop.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
my burning passion. Can you make an appeal to the audience?
Yes, of course. Full of burning passion. Go ahead and roll a persuasion or a performance check.
A performance check, 100%.
19.
Plus, making it
Yeah,
24.
24.
Do we still have the minus?
Yes, you do still have the minus D4 after this roll. You will not.
Sweet. That is, there's just a 1, so 23.
Yes, crowd reaction goes back to neutral once more. Okay. Top of the round. Griff, you're up again.
You still have advantage on charisma checks.
Nice. And with that, I'm gonna turn and look at my fans, but I'm going to flourish out of my pocket a pen and just be like, sorry for the dramatic entrance. Does anybody want an autograph?
I will say, go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage. And you have advantage on charisma too?
Well, on charisma checks, so that
Yes, okay.
That is a 13.
A 13 is enough. You get swarmed immediately by posters and lunch boxes and questionable art. You sign like crazy.
Wait a minute, what?
Wait, what's he doing?
No, it's not like explicit. It's like okay, I don't need to explain myself to anybody, all right?
If anyone's shipping Delilah and Griff, I'm burning it.
No answer. Oh no.
Xander needs to delete some things off his computer.
Yeah, you gotta stop going to WhatsApp, buddy.
She was a musician.
This one's for the fans.
She was a scientist. It
No
was a love
comment.
that could not be.
So you guys, that is a successful appeal to the audience. Your fan club starts getting excited. They seem to have snapped out of a little bit of the shadow that was cast upon them. Everyone here, you are affected by Bless.
I'll look at what that does again, because I always have that prepared. I don't have it prepared today.
Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
Sweet.
You all get that.
I'm just gonna assume that takes my whole action because I'm literally swarmed by like extricating myself from that is not gonna be easy. It's like, okay, and then you next, and hey, did you just pull out a lock of my hair, please?
No. You're swarmed by questions like, Griff, what's your favorite food? Griff, do you put on your left sock first or your right sock first?
Chicken nuggets and both at the same time.
What?
You see there's like heated discourse among the fandom, like, chicken nuggets? I thought for sure chicken nuggets. Yeah. Okay. Griff, that's
Sock crew and right sock crew are ready to fight.
I have brought peace to the land.
yeah, there's like one really weird kid that's like, I knew it, both socks. I was right. Vindication.
That's why he has such a high dexterity score.
That's what I use it for. All that practice paid off.
Okay, Delilah, you're up.
Delilah is really getting into this fire alarm mix down now. I don't have a shine spell, but actually I do. I have thaumaturgy. I will use my action as my cantrip to thaumaturgy. My voice can boom up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute, and I'm going to use that to amplify the sound of me jamming out on my spiritual weapon. As Delilah just goes all into this, I'd like to make a performance check to like influence the part of this crowd who fucks. Alright, so I would like to use this improved volume to influence the part of the crowd who really digs good rock and roll.
Right. Yeah, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll.
That's an 8.
An 8.
We don't got any rock heads in the house.
So your appeal was not successful. It seems that maybe you chose something a little bit too non-mainstream to appeal to people.
Yeah, these kind of people listen to NPR.
Yeah, they're going to a public hall meeting. Like, who do you think you're appealing to here?
There's some old lady that's just like, I just don't get it.
Well, I've added to the mayhem of the volume at least.
Yes,
so.
you have.
So I'm gonna like using this knowledge. I think I'm gonna try again.
Okay, you're gonna tone it down a little bit.
If I'm allowed to. That's a 2.
Yeah, Craig, the old lady in the audience. Would you like to continue playing the old lady in the audience?
What's happened to music these days? This is just awful.
The blue and yellow sort of flow of shine across Delilah's entire person becomes noticeably more blue, and that's her turn.
Okay, so a 2 is a failed appeal to the audience, which means that once again you are at neutral. So you no longer have bless, but you're not affected by anything negative.
I'm sorry that I can't roll dice.
Anise, your turn.
Alright. Anise is going to look briefly to the audience and then back at Mayflowers.
Yes, Mayflowers.
Mayflowers in front of her and speak out. You think that's ineffective? You haven't begun to see what we can do. And she makes a shove attack against Mayflowers.
Okay.
So it's going to be contested athletics against athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, sounds
I'm
good.
still
Let's do it.
holding concentration on web. I would just like,
Yes.
Oh, good
That is
point.
the idea.
Good point.
So yeah, the idea is to shove him into the web.
Okay.
That's gonna be an 11.
Mayflowers rolled a 19. Mayflowers is going to say, "This just in, local wine mom tries to shove hunk. Unsuccessful."
All right. Well,
That's generous.
while he's distracted, I'm gonna use my second attack. The first one was like pushing with the shield, right? And that didn't go very well. But the second one, while he's talking, she's bringing the flail around.
Ooh.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh, that's much better. That's a 21 to hit.
21 will hit. Go ahead and roll for your damage.
Okay, cool. That's going to be 8 bludgeoning and 2 radiant.
Okay.
To his face!
Right to his face. Yeah, as
As you
he's
see her like swing the thing around, as the flail like gets close, her hand with like the bar keeps moving, but the ball at the end of the chain like slows for a brief second before it like speeds up very rapidly, like using that green time energy and smacks him real hard.
Okay. Yeah. You sort of get him like as he's like you get him as he's smugly talking down to you. You just sort of slam it into his face, dealing a good amount of damage. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well done. It is going to be Tia Tumbleweed's turn once more.
why didn't I prepare silence? I almost did, and I was like, nah, I won't do it. It's just an interview.
First up, May Flowers is going to pull out a microphone that is glowing with a yellow void energy. You see that it begins to form into this large cactus sword. He's going to say, I'm getting reports of incoming bludgeoning damage, and he's going to swing it right at you, Anise.
That's so good.
That's pretty good.
That is going to be a 25.
That will hit.
Okay, so that is going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Ouchie.
He's going to hit you again. That one is going to be a 11, which I don't
That
think
one is going to, that's going to fail. That will bounce off of her armor.
Okay, Mayflowers is also going to say, and now I'm going to send it over to April Showers with the weather. April Showers says, yes, thank you, May. I'm getting reports of a cold storm inbound on the Shine Brigade. He's going to pull out his microphone, flourish it up, grab it. You see that their microphone begins to turn a shade of violet. He holds it outwards, and Micheal and Delilah and Griff, you are all going to get hit by a cone of cold.
Oh no. Oh no.
Does that include the audience?
It does include the audience.
Oh no.
That's bad.
Is that
My
a
fan
charisma
club.
check?
I'll tell you what happens. First, you need to roll a Constitution saving throw, all of you.
As a satyr, I have advantage on saving throws against spells.
Yes?
Great.
Yes, that would apply.
Oh, I got a nat one.
I was really hoping that was a good reaction.
No, it was
Natural
not.
20.
Okay.
Can we half that and both get a 10?
Meet in between.
Sure, too. Michael got a 21.
Can we just take the averages of 5?
Yeah. It's a group check.
Here's what happens. You see there is this torrent hailstorm that cascades out from the microphone. It slams into you three, the Shine Brigade, but it seems to miss the audience. It doesn't seem to affect them. Everyone who failed the check will take 26 points of cold damage. Everyone who succeeded will take 13.
Okay, so and I, as a warcaster or a rock star, I have advantage on that check as well, which is doesn't matter. I rolled worse that time. I rolled the same both times actually. So Delilah loses concentration on the advantage she was giving you. Griff.
I hold concentration on web.
Okay, great.
Sanctuary is no longer affecting me as well.
Sanctuary goes away, a single hair of yours slips over to the wrong side, and the haircut looks bad again.
Stop bringing up my haircut, guys.
Tia Tumbleweed is going to look at you, Griff. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
You got it, buddy?
I got a 4.
You hear a voice permeate through your mind. You will never be good enough. Your father, he's disappointed in you. He always will be disappointed in you because you're not smart enough. You're not as good as he is. That's going to be 16 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god. Ooh, I'm on death's door, guys. Death's door. You know, I want to think that I used all of the blunder and wherewithal in resisting her attacks during the interview, and now that's just cutting deep. That just hurts. That's hurtful things to say.
She's going to make an appeal to the audience. She says, "There are so many secrets that they hide from us. They sit there in their tower on top of us, and they plan, and they work with Cerulean. I know they do." I'm going to go ahead and roll that. See what happens. That is going to be a successful appeal. You guys are at -1 again. You take a -d4 to your attack rolls and your saving throws. Micheal Brown, it is your turn.
Okay. How far away am I from Griff at this point?
From Griff, Micheal, you are in a medium distance. You could get to him with one full movement.
So Michael, as his bonus action, is going to get out Hank the Tank, and he's going to set him at the front of the stage, pointing towards the crowd. He said, "All right, buddy, all I need you to do is dance your little heart out." And I'm going to try to make a persuasion check on the audience. My homunculus servant.
With Hank the Tank.
With Hank the Tank.
I'm guessing he's making his elephant noises, right?
Yes, 100%. If we could have our Shine Master remember his elephant noises.
Okay. Elephant noises. You summon Hank the Tank, and he makes this sound. Hank the Tank starts dancing a jaunty little dance, going to and fro, up and down, bobbing up and down. It's very cute, and I'd like you to make a performance check.
It's a 9.
A 9. Okay, that's not enough to sway the audience one way or another. Hank the Tank sort of it's a bit diminished in all the chaos and fire that's flying to and fro across the stage, and all this kind. It's like that scene from Guardians of the Galaxy with the little Groot just kind of, walking and dancing around while things are exploding and people are getting beat up. Nobody really notices what's happening.
Damn. Okay. I will use the rest of my movement to run over to Griff, and I pull a small little golden flask out of my bag of holding. I say, "Here, drink this."
Oh, I don't drink, sorry.
No, drink it. It's not alcoholic, I promise.
Oh, is this really the time?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I'll chug it back.
Out of the flask, you can see just like as it's going into your mouth, it's this golden, like swirling liquid, and I cast Cure Wounds on you.
So it's like oranges. I gotta write that down. Do colors have flavors?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really taste test that one.
Is it orange and basil?
You are going to get 10 HP.
Ooh.
Nice.
Best kombucha I've ever had.
Damn, it might be one done me.
I learned from the best, Reck.
Okay. Yes, Michael, off of your turn, it is Rekklan's turn. Rekklan, Tia Tumbleweed has flown to the back of the stage. She looks damaged. There are holes that have started appearing in her wings. Her very fine business suit has chars in certain places, and her hair, usually in a tight bun, has been fringed and burned in a couple places.
Yeah. Rekklan cracks his neck back, forth. Alright, Tia Tumbleweed. I think it's time I get to your level. And then Rekklan puts his right blaster arm down, or left blaster arm down to the ground. 3, 2, 1, blast off, and casts Fly. Woo! So there's a surge of the red light just kind of rockets out, propelling him upwards as he reaches about maybe 30 feet in the air. As a bonus action, and because this is not a spell, this is a Furbolg ability, Rekklan takes the mirror cape, wraps it around himself, and casts Hidden Step, which turns him ostensibly invisible until his next turn or he makes an attack. And he makes his way over to Tia Tumbleweed and intends to go grapple her ass immediately after this. But yeah, doesn't, but just invisibly goes over her way. Maybe she hears a few different sounds of like, because he can't, it's like he does have to keep applying the heat, and it's kind of a little bit of leapfrogging up and down, so he's trying to do as quietly as possible. It's not perfect. But yeah, he sets himself up for a really fun next round.
Okay, so Rekklan, you turn invisible and fly over to Tia Tumbleweed.
Yes.
Yeah, you get right up close and personal. Tia
Sweet.
Tumbleweed is breathing very heavily.
Alright, I mean, I think that would be my action and bonus action, so next turn I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
The audience just sees you like fly up and then just disappear, and we're all like,
What
"What the fuck just happened? What was that?"
Did you just leave?
Recklan just realized they left the stove on at home.
Shit.
Oh,
He
God,
launched
the pizza
so
dog.
fast, he went through the ceiling.
Top of the initiative order, that is going to be Griff.
Yeah, I think Griff is very shaken up from coming that close to death. That's one of the closest calls he's had. I'm gonna look around and see if there's any cover I can get behind.
Sure, so there's stadium seating. You could duck into sort of the trench that sits between seats and be given 3/4 cover.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to do that, and I'm gonna call out as I do it, and just throw in a bonus action to kind of appeal to the people around me, to keep them safe, and be like, quick, everybody hide with me! And then just have them duck below the seats too, if I can.
Yes, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
That's a 2. Does that do it?
You hear murmurs and whispering among your fan club. Griffin is hiding? He's getting out of the way? He's not getting back in there? The appeal has failed. You are going to -2.
Sorry.
It's just unlucky.
With a -2. 1 second. You have a -5 to all damage rolls.
In addition to the other effect.
In addition to the other effect. Yes.
Okay, in that case, well, I guess not. And then I'll pop out from cover and I will shoot my bow at Mayflowers.
Yes,
the closest one to Anise.
Mayflowers is the one that's currently attacking Anise.
Yes, and I will shoot at Mayflowers. And that is going to be 21.
21 will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay, cool. And it's just flat -5.
Yes, it is just a flat -5. You will
0
do
damage.
You will do 1 damage no matter what.
1 damage.
Yes.
And I'm also going to kick in my Gathered Swarm. So as the arrow flies out from the bow, it is a swarm of creatures that hit him and then break upon impact, sort of reducing the damage a little bit, but in favor for doing something else. And I will push him with this attack 15 feet backward into the middle of the web. He has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and make that strength saving throw. That is going to be a failure.
All right, so he is knocked into the middle of the web.
Whoosh, right back into the web.
And then I will take my second attack against April Showers. There we go. And that will be a 14.
A 14 to hit?
Yes.
14 misses.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
And then I'll duck back down behind my cover.
Okay, you do that. Delilah, you're up again.
Delilah, the thing she's been missing with his guitar solo is definitely singing. And so she's been writing a song about Tia Tumbleweed for the last couple of weeks, actually. Just all the Tia drama between Micheal and Griffin. Delilah's just kind of had it with Tia Tumbleweed. And so she's gonna start playing her newest song she's just written called Tia Tumbleweed.
That's good.
And it's a complete tone shift from the kind of rock and roll she's already been playing, because she's actually sampling the Tia Tumbleweed Action 4 theme music. And as like a heavy metal sample of that.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to have any modifier to this rule from all of this, but she is going to make another audience persuasion check with just like throwing Tia in the musical dumpster. I'm going to roll. It was attack rolls and saving throws, right?
Yes, so this does not affect it.
Surely I can't. I fucked it up again. It's an 8.
An 8. An 8 is not a failure, but it's a neutral appeal. The audience doesn't seem to shift their favor either way.
Okay, can I use my bonus action to
Get to the chorus.
get to the chorus?
Can we get that old woman again? She's just so confused in the audience.
Can you please turn that damn noise off, young lady? This is unbecoming of a member of the Shine Brigade. Back in my day, they played violins and real instruments, not these twangy old guitars that you have nowadays.
Ooh, that's so punk. Delilah's just like, they told me to stop. I think I'm going to turn it up to 11. Come on. No, you fucking kidding me. I got a natural 1.
Oh no!
Oh, that's a crit
She was
fail.
like, I had
wanna
no
die.
visual response, but at this moment, I've decided I detest it and hate it.
And then
I'm
Delilah's
bringing to the floor the council meeting that we ban all rock music in the police power.
Oh no, you footloosed us.
That is a failed appeal, which means that you have disadvantage on all Shine-related rolls.
Oh boy.
The audience seems to turn against you. You hear whispers, you hear shouting, you hear people yelling at you, calling you fake, calling you not the real Shine Brigade, asking why it had to be you, of all people. Off of that is going to be Anise.
Anise is singing Mayflowers knocked back into the web by an expertly shot hit from Griff. Nice, Griff. There's going to be some accolades later for that. Anyway,
I get my superlative.
exactly. After that happens, she is going to run up to April,
Yes, you run up to April Showers.
and she is going to use her first attack to try to disarm. Is April Showers a size larger than Anise?
April Showers is a furbog. I don't think they're classified as large creatures, and so that,
Sweet.
Yes, April Showers is not too
Matters for rules.
big. Right.
I thought you said shoe size, and I was like, did you say that? You're a shoe
Like,
size
I
larger
know.
than me.
And
I'm like, what are you planning? Are you digging their shoes?
Matters for lore reasons.
I think I can fit in them.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to run up, take the flail, and try to use it to bat the microphone out of April's hands.
Okay, great.
Come on, you got this, Anise. Come on.
14, will that do it for you?
14 beats April Showers.
Hell yeah!
Such a baiter.
Yeah, building the tension over there.
I saw that face.
So you disarm April Showers.
Yes.
And you have a microphone in your hand, and it feels so cold.
I'm gonna be knocking it, or actually, all right, yeah. So I've managed to whip the flail, this ethereal green chain around it and pull it to me, right? And then I'm going to turn to the audience and cry out, "Gloom has deceived you and is trying to influence your mind just as it has influenced these two. Don't listen to it." And she's going to throw the mic to the ground and use her second attack against the mic. And this is also an appeal to the audience.
So, wow, I'm gonna say, so you can do a couple things here. You can roll an intimidation, you can roll persuasion, you can roll performance. I think all of those are encompassed by what you just did. I also need you to roll an attack roll against the microphone.
Okay, so attack roll against the microphone is going to be... Cannot roll today. It's going to be an 8.
An 8. So you slam it against the microphone, and it looks like you damaged it a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's shattered or been destroyed.
Okay. At least it's damaged.
Yes, go ahead and make that audience appeal roll.
All right, audience appeal roll. All right, give me a blow, because apparently we need this.
Oh my god. It seemed like it really worked, but...
Oh, no. Goodness.
No, but look, it's a 7, which means it's an 18.
Oh, right.
What level are we again?
5.
Okay. So, the appeal seems to have worked. This grand speech, this very dramatic slam into the ground, literally dropping the mic. The audience seems to have swayed towards you a little bit. You no longer have disadvantage on all Shine-related rolls.
It's a good start.
That's good.
Very good start.
We're digging ourselves out of this hole.
It is back to Tia Tumbleweed and the gang, though. First, I am going to make a check for Mayflowers because he got pushed back into the web. He's going to succeed, unfortunately.
Okay.
So Mayflowers, with that in mind, is going to charge towards Anise, is going to make 2 attacks with the cactus sword against you. This just in, damage! The first one is going to be a 17 versus your armor class.
That will be deflected by the shield as she comes up from trying to smack the mic.
Okay, yeah, Mayflowers brings up this large cactus sword, and as it hits your shield, just splinters cascade all around it. It kind of explodes a little bit. Second attack is going to be coming against you. It's a natural 20.
That one's gonna hit.
Okay.
I think that we should trade dice with Xander.
Yes.
Seriously,
He's willing to,
yeah.
I don't want to play against that anymore.
You take-
I'm calling my one mulligan of the campaign.
You take 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Are you still up?
I rolled 2 6s and 2 5s.
Dang.
Oh my god.
That's vile.
Ouch!
Disgusting.
So Anise pulls up her shield for the first one based on instinct more than training, leaving herself woefully open for another attack in her lower abdomen. I imagine it breaks through a weak point, getting her hard. She has the wind knocked out of her a bit there.
Yeah, as the cactus sword slams into your side, you can feel the splintering. You can feel it pierce into your flesh, and it is brutal. It is April Showers' turn. April Showers looks confused. He's going to spend the entire turn looking confused.
Yes!
Tia Tumbleweed first is going to survey the room and try to figure out where the heck Rekklan just went, and barring that, is going to look at Anise. Anise, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Alright, come on.
You gotta get somebody else to blow on an extra.
Okay, but fair, at least you're giving me up to 7 or 8. I'm getting 2s,
Yeah.
so we're getting somewhere. There's the 8. You're consistent. Thank you. That'll be a 14. The saving throw.
Once again, there is a voice that fills your head. It says, as if the first one wasn't enough, the second one hates you.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll 2d10 of psychic damage.
Oh. No.
You're fine, right?
Oh no.
It just needs to be under average.
That is going to be 12 points of psychic.
No!
Feeling the sharp pain in her side, air knocked out of her, kind of buckled over a bit. That is all lost as she thinks about her eldest daughter, who she lost, and her youngest daughter, who she feels hates her. And suddenly, Anise feels as though she's lost the will to keep up the fight and topples over.
Anise is down. Tia Tumbleweed is going to make an appeal to the audience. Look at how even I fell the Shine Brigade. They are weak. They cannot protect the city. I'm going to go ahead and roll that. That is a successful appeal.
Oh god.
Once again, you guys have disadvantaged all Shine rolls. Micheal Brown, it is your turn.
I think Michael, upon seeing Anise go down, just starts getting really angry. He turns to Tia, says, Miss Coxcomb is the most gentle, loving soul that I know, that has only ever wanted to help people. They may not see it, but I see you for what you are. A wolf in sheep's clothing. And Michael pulls out his pistol, aims it at Tia Tumbleweed, and is going to say, all you do is put up walls that divide us. It's time that wall came down, Miss Tumbleweed. And I'm going to fire Scorching Ray 3 times at Miss Tumbleweed.
Go ahead and roll.
I'll check with the audience first. That's a 10.
10 matches the DC. And so...
Coins
we're gonna have to
fate.
Coins of fate! Coins of fate!
Once again, the coins of fate make an appearance.
Alright, hear me out, Mara. Which one would you pick?
I would pick... Ooh, okay. If I'm being honest, I would pick heads.
You
but
got tails.
Yeah, you're rolling so poorly.
Tails!
The coins of fate are placed in the thumb of fate. The flip of destiny.
Tails.
You no longer have disadvantage on shine-related checks.
Sorry, Mara.
I'm with you. Don't get me wrong, I'm with you.
Okay. That's a 10 for the first one.
A 10 misses.
Okay. Second Ray, that's a 18.
18 hits.
And third Ray is a 19.
That hits.
Okay. So on those hits, that's going to be 2d6 fire damage each. 8 fire damage.
It's fine. The dice are nuts.
You raise your gun. The first goes wide. You steel yourself. You take a breath. Deadeye. 2 shots of flame cascade towards Tia Tumbleweed. You see that they both hit her wings, which go up in a light of flame. She screams, and she falls towards the earth unconscious. As the consciousness fades from Tia Tumbleweed's eyes, you see May Flowers. Seems to be confused. Same as April showers, like a fog has lifted from his mind. Rekklan, Tia Tumbleweed is falling, cascading down. You were shooting towards her. Mm-hmm. If there's anything you'd like to do in this moment, you can do it.
Sorry if I ruined your cool moment.
Oh no. I was going to grapple her and then just slam the both of us down for 60 feet. So, it's just for the best. Thank you.
Glad I could save you all that
These
trouble.
wrestling moves when you're like, God.
Yeah, I feel like I know that there are shine, like last episode, I saw that there was that shine magic. There's probably some mind control, and she's unconscious before she goes down, and she's gonna die if she just hits the ground. Ultimately, she is someone he needs to protect, so he pulls off his cape, exposing himself, making himself no, dicks out,
That's gonna hurt our score.
Yeah, right? Yeah, my bad. Excuse me. He takes off his cape, dropping the invisibility, and then just puts his gun up initially, like, up to the sky, and uses it to go faster downwards, and then tries to catch her by putting it like underneath him. So it's just like first to make it faster than falling by putting it above him, and then underneath him, it just tries to catch it before she falls to her death.
Yeah, I'd say that given your position, given that you're flying, it's something that you can do without too much trouble. So you grab Tia Tumbleweed.
And then I try to take off. She had the microphone?
Yes.
Yeah, I once I'm on the ground, and once like I'm actually I'm not even looking over there. We need to just tries to grab off the microphone, makes contact with it. Is there anything that happens when Rekklan touches that microphone?
When you touch this microphone, it doesn't seem like anything happens.
Okay. All right, y'all. I have the microphone. Are we all right? Does anyone need help?
Delilah is going to cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds on Anise, which will restore 27 hit points to you.
Wow. Damn.
So fire.
Dang. Thank you.
You're getting worried.
The crowd seems to have come back to their senses. Their vicious attitude towards you seems to have faded, and you hear an eruption of cheers.
While this is going on, I would like to run over to Tia Tumbleweed and take out my defibrillator kit and try to stabilize her, casting Spare the Dying.
Okay. Are you like EMT certified?
No, not at all.
He's watched one YouTube video. He's ready.
I bought this on some flower shop I saw online. It was kind of in the back section, you know. I don't think they were trying to sell that to regular people. I don't know.
It's okay. You secretly watched 10 seasons of Doctor Home.
Oh, I love Dr.
Tell
Home.
anybody about it.
Oh,
Dr.
man. He's such an inspiration.
He's a bad boy, but he saves lives.
Just like
Him and
Michael.
me and him have a lot of like, yeah.
That's the mold you're trying to fit.
Yeah, so you stabilize Tia Tumbleweed. She's not actively dying. She's just unconscious.
Delilah's going to stand over her and sigh and just look at the rest of the group like, do we want her awake?
I think maybe we give it a little bit of time.
Why don't we have the police bring her into custody first? And then we can find out some more information from her. Who she's working for. Or who gave her that microphone.
Can I do an investigation check on the microphone
Sure.
now that I have it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And I'm going to try to just cast Detect Magic in conjunction with that, just to tell the School of Magic and whatever else they'll tell me. That is going to be a 10.
So first of all, with your Detect Magic, you can tell that the magic seems to have come from Indigo. With a 10, you can't really discern any other properties other than the fact that it looks very similar to other artifacts of Void that you found.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it has like similar properties. There's this sort of void, blackened, pulsating light that seems to emanate from it that glitches a little bit when you look at it. It's like your eyes can't focus on exactly what it is.
So this time the Shine magic is intermingling with the...
Yes, it seems as though this was a combination of Indigo and Void.
I'm going to look up at Michael and Rekklan and Anise nearby me. Delilah, are you here too?
Yep, she is now because she brought Anise back up.
Cool. And just be like...
Still on the ground, but yeah.
This definitely carries the same signatures as from the other artifacts, but it also, I think it's using Shine magic. What does this mean?
I'm not exactly sure.
Certainly means we're not the only one.
We need to get this back to the laboratory and see what the toy maker has to say about it.
Michael's gonna walk over to Anise. Anise, you okay?
Up until this point, Anise, she was out, and flitting through her head were thoughts, memories of coming home and talking to her daughter Claire on the way out, and things turning into a yelling match. It goes from one scene about this new person that she's seeing to another scene about some event of Claire's that Anise had missed, to another negative scene, a yelling match between the two of them. And then as the healing light from Delilah hit her, it goes back further, the memory. It goes to Claire as a small child, swimming at the pool with all of them, insisting that she wanted to go into the deep end, and being proud to show off to her mom and dad and older sister that she could swim all on her own. It goes back to picnics that they had together, as a family when they were still small. And in this moment, these memories, they are what bring Anise's emotional state back somewhat from the pit that it had fallen into. These give her hope, bring her joy, and when she hears Michael's voice asking whether she's okay, Anise slowly gets on her hands and knees and looks up, tears all the way down her face, and smiles a little bit, says, "I'll be alright."
Michael just silently holds his hand out to help you up and just nods his head understandingly.
She takes the support and is helped up.
On Tia Tumbleweed's body, well, not body, it is body. She's not dead. That has a bad connotation. On Tia Tumbleweed, you find a piece of film. This seems to be the item that she promised you if you went through this interview. You all make your way back to the Shine compound in one way or another. There's a lot of press, there's a lot of media, but it all seems very positive. It all seems very upbeat. It seems to praise you for what you did and your bravery and for having mercy on Tia Tumbleweed even though she attacked you. The Griffin fan club definitely is shipping Delilah and Griffin.
Dang it.
I'm surprised Delilah has any fans after her abysmal.
After everything, you all have a moment to sort of interact with fans, to talk to people. There's, questioning towards you, Griffin, Delilah, where they show you these like really cropped, really terrible photos of just you two like in the same room, and in some of them it's like maybe Griff has like a glimmer in his eye as he's like looking over, like maybe there's like a spark of passion there, and there's a lot of questioning about that, but other than that it's very standard press stuff that you're starting to get used to.
Griff makes his way back to the cars as fast as humanly possible, just head down the whole time. Every Delilah question is just, no comment, no thank you, I don't like it.
Delilah also makes her way back to the car as this dark storm, also as fast as possible, which I'm sure does not help. So we both just rush back to the car as fast as humanly possible together. But she does not take any questions, doesn't answer anything.
Okay, you guys chose to fuel the fire. You guys make it back to the Shine compound and put in the video. It is a video that Tia Tumbleweed's team got the night that Cordytech burned. The figures that you guys saw in all of the security feeds were covered in this void static so that you couldn't recognize them. But it appears that the void static did not apply to the van they came there in. The video is brief. It shows the same distorted figures running into a van. The van is labeled mushrooms and stuff, and Smith Bellflower says that he'll get right on finding it. Rekklan, you get 2 text messages from 2 different people. The first one is from Ray.
Dope, yeah.
It says, "You look good on TV. You would look better on my bed."
Oh my.
And then there's like a winky face.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think Rekklan sends his first emoji back. Another winky face to him.
Ooh.
Is it an emoji or like text?
No, it's a text.
Like semicolon.
Yeah, semicolon.
Parentheses.
Yes.
I was like, his first emoji.
No, it doesn't have the capability.
You get a message from Bryn, your friend and old sponsor. He says, and he texts in like a very matter-of-fact way. He's a little bit older.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of like you're getting an email.
Yeah.
It says, "Dear Rekklan, are you free to meet at the Meat Shack at 5? Want to catch up? Have something to give you. Okay, let me know. Thanks."
Yeah, a little bit of whiplash, but ooh, got lots of plans tonight. Yeah, it just texts back, also in the similar kind of format, like, hello, Bryn. Yeah, should be free around then. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Looking forward to it. Let me know if something pops up or if details change. But I'm definitely I'm ready to go.
You get a response. "Dear Rek, sounds good. Okay, thanks."
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Best, Rekklan.
Griff, you get a text from Jason Ivy. It is a text that says, "You won't believe where I've been!" Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
It's all clickbait.
Clickbait all the way down.
You get this, first you get like this really unflattering picture from underneath. It sort of like shows his chin, his beard, like up his nostrils. You see like these massive orchids that are surrounding him on all sides that seem to sort of tower up and droop down, similar to the sunflowers in Sunflower City. It says, went to Cloud 5, following clue about pollinator. Let you know more. Thinking about you. Hope you're eating. Jason Ivy.
I'll text Jason back and be like, Jason, you don't have to sign your name at the end of text. We talked about this. Hope you're being safe. Let me know what you find.
Does he say Griffin at the end?
No. I will not stoop.
All the best.
You get a picture of a cat hanging from a tree that says "hang in there," and then a heart.
Oh.
Bless that man's heart.
Okay, continuing on this path, all of you get the benefits of a full rest. You take the night to yourselves. We will very briefly do the scene between Bryn and Rekklan.
Yeah.
So, Rekklan, you make your way to the meat shack, this place full of meat and grease and good smells.
Oh.
Really good
Not
smells.
vegetable inside. Yeah.
You see Bryn, he's gotten a table for you guys already, ordered some appetizers, which, I mean, it's all meat, right?
Yeah,
it's like meat just in a smaller form, sort of like rolled up together to be like a different shape of meat.
Yeah. It's just meat on meat, just like, like a big patty rolling around other different, like, it's like even the same cut of meat, just like the same like it's like a pork chop rolled in like a very thin pork chop kind of shit, you know?
Yeah, you see Bryn, he's wearing his worker's clothes. He typically wears like very practical brown and gray clothing. He's working a lot of the time. He says, Rekklan, hey, it's good to see you.
Hey, it has been a moment.
Yeah, it has been a moment. I gotta say, I've been watching you on the television. Man, you are making us HVAC repairmen proud.
And I hope. Yeah, it's... Whew, I'm happy you're watching it, and I'm happy I'm not making a total fool of myself. How's work going, by the way? I hope the boys ain't missing, the extra hand.
I mean, of course we miss the extra hand, Rekklan. You are one of our best workers, but funny enough, your exposure on television has given us a great boom in the HVAC repair business.
Yeah?
It seems that your insistence on using so many cool technologies has really opened people's eyes to how cool HVAC really is.
Yeah, I was getting worried, because I had one interviewer, and they'd said, I said all access, and they were really excited. They said they were from some kind of like DMZ, or I don't know. They were asking for all these juicy details, and I was talking to them for about an hour and a half about how HVAC worked, and looked to a point where I thought maybe they're starting to get a little bit bored. But if that's getting out there, I'm happy they published it. I was worried they're going to cut that, but I'm happy they're putting the good word out there. I should continue to do that in more all access interviews. Just keep talking about HVAC. Yeah.
I think so. I really appreciate it.
I think it's important, people need to know about that, It's just assume it happens. It ain't magic, it's shine.
It's hard work, yeah. It's hard work and shine, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't magic, it's shine.
So, you guys get your main dishes, which is just more meat. Bryn and you together can sort of demolish a meat stack, which is just all the different kind of meats stacked on top of one another like a pancake, and then gravy is poured over the top.
Fantastic.
No, is it like a veggie gravy or is it like a sausage gravy?
What do you think the answer is?
I don't know why I asked.
It's a mystery meat gravy.
Yeah, right. It's made of a now extinct animal.
That was the last one.
Good
That
stuff.
was the last one. This is dodo gravy.
So, Rekklan, I mean, obviously, it's nice to catch up, but I actually wanted to, I talked to the people at the HVAC guild, at the HVAC school, and I know that you were really wanting to pass that exam, and I know that meant a lot to you, and you didn't get a chance to before, everything happened. But he pulls a framed certificate out from his backpack.
Oh, no. No, you did not.
Well, I talked to the HVAC Guild, and I think we all agreed and we all conferred that, well, given all you've done for HVAC and all you know, that you deserve to be a certified HVAC repairman.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You don't mean this. I don't know what to say.
By the powers vested in me of hot and cold,
Just nod my head in
ventilation in
reverence.
between. Rekklan, I appoint you to be an honorary member of the HVAC Guild.
I will uphold this honor in thick and thin, in cold air and hot air, in front of the slowest fans and the fans that go too quick. It ain't good. I promise to uphold the sanctity of this rank you have bestowed upon me, and to continue the honored name and legacy of the HVAC dynasty. Thank you so much for this. This genuinely means the world to me that you went out and did this. Thank you.
I don't know of a single person that deserves it more than you, Rekklan. Bryn gives you the certificate and gives you a very firm handshake and then a firm hug.
Oh, God. How do you keep finding ways to do more favors for me? I swear, I think how many... I owe 2 lifetimes of favors to you, now I gotta add in a 3rd one. My God, I got only so many lifetimes to live. I thought I had only 1, now I have 3 of these to make up to you. Thank you so much. All you've done for me.
Rekklan, of course, and you don't owe me anything. I want you to know that, gosh, you inspire me. And that's enough payment.
I can only just say but thank you. Oh, this means a lot.
Anyway, this meat tower.
Oh my God, they got the dodo meat on there. Like, oh,
I've been reading about it, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty excited.
yeah. I'm scared of what happens when it does get cold. Like the congealing situation, it seems unnerving.
got
So
it.
we best be getting on that.
Gotta eat it while it's hot, that's right.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow, Mom, did you hear that dodo meat is red meat poultry? Wild!
That's what makes it so good.
I see. And they're like, we found one. Yeah. That's good.
They took this one from the zoo. It was kidnapped.
I was about to say, we found one last dodo. It turns out they weren't all dead. We found last one, and then it mysteriously goes missing the next day.
Oh no.
This place is hands down owned by the same person who owns the shitty restaurant I went to.
Oh, yeah.
Who also owns the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Suspicious.
Fucking
The finest cuts
The
of
best
illegal
vegan food
meats.
and the best meat. You just keep them separate. You know, only
Who's
meat
the guy
here,
with
only
Bob's
veggies.
Burger, fish odor, Mr.
Oh,
Fish Odor.
I hear you can get human meat here if you pay him enough. I'm scared to try it because of ethical reasons, but in a culinary sense, I am intrigued. So thank you, though. That's so sweet.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck, that's
yeah.
so cute.
That was beautiful.
Okay. Michael, Pony Puffy Pants comes to your room. You hear the clip-clopping, clip-clop, 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 and then sort of an awkward knock on the door.
Is he knocking at the door to my room or the door to my house?
Also, how did he not?
Well, he can, like, raise one leg up and, like, scratch at the door with it, and it makes, like, enough of a knocking sound that it seems like real knocking. I'm gonna say that he knocks first at the door and then to your house.
Okay, yeah. I open the door. Triple P, how you doing?
Good, yes. How are you holding up?
I'm hanging in there.
Good.
What can I do for you?
Right. Would you mind if I came in for a second?
Sure, of course. I'll close the door behind him.
Pony Puffy Pants sort of walks to the living room and, like, looks around. There's clearly no place for a horse to sit, so he just sort of, like, I don't know, gets comfortable. He says, I wanted to take a second to apologize for the altercation that we had the other day. What I said was unfounded and not fair for you. While I do have valid critiques about the way that you've been approaching battles, it wasn't fair what I said.
I've got an apology to give you as well. I was not fair to you. I didn't understand your situation, what you've been through. And some of the things you said were definitely true. That's why they hurt so much. But I appreciate you being straightforward with me.
Of course, it has been difficult for me to process these emotions. Growing up with the Shine Brigade, I truthfully have never really experienced grief like this before, and I'm still learning. And I just didn't want... I hope to see you again tomorrow for more training.
Yes, of course. I'll be there.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Pony Puffy Pants trots out of your house.
I think Michael picks up his phone and looks at Melissa's number, thinks about calling her, and then closes the phone and goes back to the couch and watches TV.
Okay. Shine Brigade, there is a little bit of time here. If anybody would like to do anything, talk to anybody, do extracurriculars, play more Crop Fighter 5.
I have one thing Griff would like to try. We're in the Shine Brigade. It's like a military thing. We gotta have some kind of access to, like, you know, information that other people don't. I would like to try to go and scrub the entire internet of any Delilah Griff fanfiction art that exists. I just want to get in there, use my tech knowledge combined with the Shine Brigade access to just scrub that out of existence before it gets out of hand.
I would like you to roll, and you can add your intelligence to this.
You better be careful, because if you keep saying, no, the ship ain't real, you are going to fuel them further.
Oh no, I got 7.
Oh no!
I didn't want to have to give this speech. Didn't want to have to say this. You see things on the internet that will probably forever scar you.
Oh god.
There are depictions of you that are flattering. Pictures of you with bulging muscles and ripped abs and strong legs and other strong parts. And you try to scrub them from the internet, but I'm afraid that some stuff just stays there forever. It's like drawing in Sharpie on a whiteboard. It's not coming off no matter how hard you try. You can scrub and you can scrub and you can scrub. But that yaoi is not going away.
I take my phone that I've been doing all of this on. I walk into the bathroom.
I used the right word for that, right? I didn't say something disgusting.
I mean, it depends what you were going
Yeah,
for.
who yaoi implies not.
Yaoi's not with Delilah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I used the right word. All right,
Okay,
no.
see.
I take my phone. I fill up the bathtub. And I
destroy his own phone.
I just throw my phone in the bathtub.
Do we have accounted for how many of your phones have gotten destroyed?
This was the saddest of them
Don't
all.
worry about it. The audience is keeping
He's on like his 4th phone, and it's only been like a week real time.
Okay, Griff, that was fun.
I think I won't get a phone next time.
Off the grid.
Yeah, let's go. Landline club. Come on.
I go to Rekklan's room. Can I ask you, where did you get that phone?
Oh, I think the store's defunct now. So I would just recommend, you could use a long walkie-talkie potentially.
Yeah, walkie-talkies. Can't send pictures over walkie-talkies.
Someone sent you a nasty picture or something?
I gotta go to bed.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. Anybody else want to search the dark recesses of the internet?
Not bad, but
Griff sure seemed upset. I better go look at those pictures. They made him so upset and then talk about them with him.
Delilah does have a Finsta where she just like kind of patrols all this feed about herself, and
Yeah.
she just is like constantly negging on whatever is happening. She's just like, no, that doesn't look artistically realistic, or just silently sowing the seeds of criticism amongst anything that anybody has to say.
Delilah's got a burner.
Yeah, she does. So now that her playing music terribly has been put out in the internet for everyone to see,
Yeah.
what is the implication of that? What are people saying about it?
So as you sort of scroll through, there's a lot of posts that are like, what was that? Like, what was she playing? That was awful. There's some posts that were like, man, Delilah has good taste in music, and like I didn't know the Shine Brigade rocked so hard.
Okay.
So
Have I
there's
heard from any of my bandmates?
you have gotten various texts from your bandmates. You get emojis from Raven. There's like a trash can. You get a corn emoji and an eye and a lip, and then you get a thumbs up.
Wow.
You get a text from Rocco that asks you what you were playing. It's like, man, that was cool. We should play that in our next set, man.
Okay. Cool. I think Delilah's not in a place of responding to texts. I think she's being especially hard on herself right now.
Right.
When Anise gets back, she hurries like pretty quickly to her room, like not interacting with the press nearly as much as she normally would. And she's going to get in there. She's going to check herself over where she got hit pretty bad.
Yeah.
And just to see if these things are still healing as ridiculously fast as they have been before. And then I think seeing that it's like going pretty okay, like maybe bandaging it up a little bit, she's just going to kind of clean herself up and get some like fresh clothes on. And then she's going to make her way out without saying anything to anyone else. A woman on a mission, and she's headed home for the night.
And this is the night that you just got back, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get home. Henry is there. Claire seems to be out and about with friends.
Henry, dear,
Yes.
so glad to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
And she just gives him a hug for a few seconds longer than normal, and then lets go partly and like looks at him and is Claire around tonight?
Claire is out with friends.
Oh.
She's preparing for her big flower ball game tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Right, the flower ball game. Yeah, that makes sense that she would be out. I hope she's having fun.
Is everything okay?
I had a bad experience tonight, and I need to make sure that I'm at that flower ball game tomorrow.
Right.
And she is like starting to tear up a little bit again and goes in for more hug.
Henry remains silent, and he gives you a very warm and deep hug. Okay. So, Shine Brigade. The next morning, Smith Bellflower approaches you. We found the place that was on the footage. Mushrooms and stuff. Our teams managed to track down the building in the Cerulean district.
Was there anything else that you found there? Any Cerulean ties or anything like that, other than obviously probably being from Cerulean?
We don't know that. We shouldn't assume anything about people from Cerulean.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry.
We haven't searched it much yet. We just discovered it. I wanted to let you know as soon as possible.
Hey, Anise here. Missed the mute button. She's joining remote from home this morning. Michael, first of all, Griff is right. We really shouldn't be judging people based on whether or not they're from Cerulean. It's bad PR and also just kind of an awful thing to do. So...
Okay.
Isaac, I respect you role-playing being racist. I do. That's not easy to do. I can see the pain look in your face, and I just wanted to thank you for going through
I'm
that.
taking the bullet. It's me that's racist, not the entire group here. So you don't have to blame anybody, blame me.
No. This is why we have a PR lady on the team.
Exactly.
Shine saw that and was like, I really want to pick Michael, but I gotta find something else to balance all that out.
Anyway, if you could speak a little bit closer to the mic, I was been having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, right, certainly. Can you hear me now okay?
Oh, yeah, great. That's much better. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, of course. Yes. Did you need me to repeat anything? Did you not hear anything?
Something about the mushrooms truck
Right.
being from a different part of the city? Something like that?
Yes. We have found the location of mushrooms and stuff. It is an old rundown building in the Cerulean district. We
Oh,
haven't-
excellent. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'll leave now.
Sorry. We've prepared transportation for you, the Shine Brigade. Anise, do you need transportation, or can you provide your own ride?
Well, when do we have to be down there?
Any time that works for you?
Okay, you see, I've got an important family thing later this afternoon. So if we can have it done this morning or meet later in the afternoon, maybe?
Sure.
That work for everyone?
I don't want to sound argumentative, but my dad's been kidnapped potentially, and every hour that passes is another hour that he could just disappear forever. I'm sorry, but I think we should go as soon as we can.
I am so sorry, Griff. That was really insensitive of me. Wow, yeah, sorry about that one. Okay. And she's like checking her watch and stuff. You know what? Okay. Smith, can you actually send transportation my way?
Of course. Yes.
And I can meet the rest of you there?
Thank you, Anise. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I didn't mean to forget about your father or anything.
It's okay.
On it, Griff.
All right. I will send you transportation, and we'll all meet there post haste.
Great. I'll see you all soon.
Is there anything
I'm
else?
so sorry.
That was so good.
I had to do it.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I love how you really did it as Griff too. Like, I really don't mean to bother, but
Instigating.
Yeah, drama much, Griff. Wow.
Am I tearing apart a family unknowingly? I hope not. I'm sorry.
Homewrecker. So, sorry, Michael.
Was there any other information you could give us that might help us with entering the building, checking it out? Maybe a back entrance we could go in?
From what we can see, it seems to be just mostly standard rundown building. There doesn't appear to be anything dangerous or anything that you should take special consideration for. To be clear, this is more like a small business that's been run down, not a large factory, anything of the sort. So, yeah.
Guess we better go check it out then. We don't want to make you wait any longer than we need to, Griff.
Is this small business still open, by the way?
No, this small business
Okay.
is defunct and has been shut down for a long time, from what our records say.
Okay, cool. I was gonna go look at the Yelp reviews, see if there's any information there. In hindsight, that's kind of dumb, but I feel like you can find out a lot about a place. I'll shut up now.
You could go on the archive,
Oh
you
yeah,
could check that
the
out.
far back machine. See if
Yeah,
the Yelp
yeah.
reviews from 20 years ago could potentially
There could
give
be a
us
clue
a
there.
illuminating clue into how to break into this small business.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you'd like to go search for Yelp reviews, you can.
I mean, I'll
I'd like
do
to say
it in
they're
the
called
car,
Yelp.
but my phone doesn't have the capabilities. I don't think so. I guess I'll look through yellow pages maybe and see if there's something in there. But I'll keep it on the DL. I won't mention it.
Sure. Yeah, in the yellow pages, there's an entry that says mushrooms and stuff for all your mushroom needs, and then a phone number on the bottom.
Yeah, that's fair.
Should we try to call it?
No.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know how it would be helpful at all.
hey, we have a delivery. Is anyone here? If we go to the back dock, will you have someone to pick stuff up? I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, maybe. Don't talk me into it. Anyway, let's
Okay.
go with your dad. I am trying to help him. My ideas are poor.
So eventually you make your way to the Cerulean District. The Cerulean District is a cave-side town that appeals to the nature of people from Cerulean, especially the immigrants. It's dark and damp. There's a lot of places that are inside of caves and underwater. There's sort of this very sprawling sub-civilization inside of Sunflower City that has been built into this ocean side. The company car takes you up a road to a damp and decaying building right off the coast of the Cerulean District. You see things such as abandoned soup cans and wrappers that are scattered across the floor. There's like an old factory line that used to be used to process mushrooms that have now become defunct. Funny enough, it is now overgrowing with mushrooms because mushrooms were left on the conveyor line. All sorts of edible mushrooms leave very large caps that fill up most of the room. There's this very strong, pungent smell of both the ocean and fungus, and you see little spores from the mushrooms that glitter in the light of open windows. In one of the rooms, you find an old stained mattress that seems to lie kind of unassumingly on the floor. You feel a cold breeze pass you by. What would you like to do, Shine Brigade?
Anise is checking the time.
You check the time. It is about 11 o'clock. The flower ball game won't start for another couple of hours, so you think you're in the clear?
Okay, we're alright for now.
I'm gonna, first of all, try to see if I can identify the multitudinous type of mushrooms, see if I can find anything there, where they're from, how they got here. Just information, anything that stands out regarding the mushrooms.
Yeah, go ahead and make that investigation check.
Can I make a nature check?
Yes, absolutely.
That is a 15.
A 15. So a lot of the mushrooms here you recognize because back when, your father used to cook for you once in a while, he would use a lot of these native mushrooms in the cooking. And just the smell alone is enough to bring back memories of, times when things were a little bit better. Reminds you of your father a little bit. All of these are edible mushrooms that were taken from Cerulean when the refugees escaped and sort of grown here as a means of providing that feeling of home to the people of Cerulean that had to come to Sunflower City.
Can I tell if the spores in the air, given how thick they are, if they're safe to breathe?
They seem safe enough. These native mushrooms, the fact that they're cultivated sort of in an open area gives you the sense that probably they're not going to kill you if you breathe them in.
That, I guess I'll turn my attention to the mattress.
Okay.
I'll begin to move in that direction, sort of just scanning the walls. Send out a pulse of detect magic through the building, see if there's anything within my near vicinity.
So you make your way over to the mattress, and the first thing you notice is that there appears to be discarded water bottles and a cup that contains 2 toothbrushes inside of it. You flip the mattress over, and there is a collection of proprietary documents from Corditech that seem to have been shifted through and tossed aside for not being important enough. You recognize some of the designs on here, prototypes, things that were still in the process of ideation that never really saw the light of day, stuff that the ordinary person would not be able to get a hold of unless they had very high access.
Guys, you should come look at this. And I'll hold the documents out to them. These are Corditech documents. There's no way that anybody outside of a pretty decently high level of clearance there should be able to get their hands on them. This is definitely where our guys went.
Do you know who would have that kind of clearance? I mean, if there's few people, that might narrow it down, right?
I guess we could try and check the logs of the building or something and see who was in the office at the time, but if they broke in while the fire was breaking out, there's no telling what they could have bypassed. I'll stash the documents away in my backpack.
Okay. The last thing that you find, and probably the most important, are a series of boxes with shipping labels on them. You see in a trash can that's kind of discarded to the side, there's the shipping label and sort of the receipt for the shipping label. Piled up inside of this bin, you see the name Chrysanthemum Dewdrop. You see a list of names of which you don't recognize. And you see one more name that tickles your fancy, that stands out, and it is Claire Thurgood.
Why does that name stand out to me? Or to us? Oh, wait.
Chrysanthemum Dewdrop was the gamer kid.
And your last name is Thurgood.
Anise's husband's last name is Thurgood. So are you holding these documents, or have you shared this yet?
I'll pull up the list of names and just start rifling through them and be like, hey Delilah, what was that kid's name?
Wasn't it Chrysanthemum Dewdrop?
Yeah, his name's on this shipping label. And there's a bunch of other names on here too. I don't recognize any of them. But if this is where Chris got the gauntlet, this is where everything else could be. And I'll hand them over to the rest of the party and be like, you guys recognize any of these names?
There's like a little bit of scanning, and then all of a sudden Anise like gasps and takes a step back, hand over her mouth, looking shocked, and then I need to go right now. And she turns and starts jogging out of the building and just calls back, my daughter Claire is on that list. And she is right then calling for a vehicle.
You run back out, and the vehicles that Smith Bellflower had ordered for you are still out front.
Fantastic. I'm going to get into one of the cars and just tap the driver on the shoulder. I need to get to sunflower seed ball fields stat immediately, as fast as you can.
Okay, so the flower ball game actually takes place at Cortitech Stadium.
And to get to Cortitech Stadium stat.
You know, your father didn't actually care much for sports, but showing goodwill towards the public by investing in works is a good way to bolster the public image of your company.
I said he should have started a Crop Fighter 5 arena, but he didn't want to hear that.
Esports weren't cool at the time.
So Anise, you are driven to Cortitech Stadium.
Did she just take the car? Guys?
Why don't we look around here a little bit more? Just make sure there's nothing else we're missing.
Should someone go with her?
Yeah, I feel like someone should definitely go with her.
I want to tag along with her. You guys, I'm not amazing at investigating stuff. If you guys want to keep looking around here, that makes sense. But I don't want to leave this alone. I'd probably be running after her. Like, Anise, let me come with you.
Fine, get in quick.
Okay. Oh.
I think Griff and I could handle it here if you want to go with him as well, Delilah.
Well, as much as I love dark, grungy warehouses, I guess I'll go to my least favorite place in the entire city. Sporting events.
I mean, you could stay if you want to as well.
No, Delilah's already turned around and moped out. Like Eeyore, you know? Just like, so sad.
Oh, no.
I mean, if you're moving slow, like, you might just come outside to see the, like, car turning down a street.
Delilah will hail whatever passes for a taxi in this neck of the woods. And money is no object, right? So
you guys get paid a lot of money.
yeah, she is going to flash a lot of money in this cab driver's face.
So Cortitech Stadium then.
Yep, unfortunately.
Right away. Okay. Anise, Rekklan, Delilah, you make your way to Cortitech Stadium. While you guys are driving, Micheal and Griff, is there anything else that you'd like to do?
Were there any other rooms around us, or is it just kind of one, like, how's the layout?
Right, so this place is basically like a large industrial room where the conveyors and the large mushrooms are growing. And the place that you found the bed was sort of a office that has been converted into a bedroom.
Okay. But there's no other offices around, it was just this main one?
No,
okay.
It was just this main one, right.
I guess I'll look around a little bit outside of the building and try to see if there's some markings or maybe like a basement to this place.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Sure. That's going to be a 25.
A 25. Looking around and checking that there aren't any structural irregularities. You make sure that there's no basement, there's no secret rooms, there's nothing that seems out of the ordinary. Once you've completed your investigation, you feel pretty certain that there's nothing else to be discovered.
I think that's probably going to be about it for here. Maybe we could look at some of these package locations and investigate them. Have Smith Bellflower do some of that internet research on these guys. I couldn't find anything else here.
Okay. There's not a camera system here, is there?
No.
Well, I don't know what else we're going to find here. I'm glad we gave it a second pass, but maybe we should catch up to them at the stadium first.
I think that's probably for the best. We can figure out a plan once we figure out what's going on with Anise's daughter.
Yeah. And if she has one of the artifacts, then, well, it's our job to keep her safe.
So do you have one of those flying machine things that could just take us over there real quick? You know, the little nanobot things you've got, you think they could carry my weight?
Call me in another couple of months. For now, maybe we just try a taxi.
Okay, yeah. Michael's pride is visibly hurt.
Grip is like doesn't understand why. He's like, did I say something wrong? And they can't carry a human's weight yet. That's all I meant. Yeah, and we'll call it a taxi cab to follow along too.
Okay, the rest of the party, you make your way to Quartertech Stadium. Flowerball is a sport of low gravity, of large flowers, and of leaping and bounds and shooting. And so inside of the arena, you see these large stadium seats and this greenhouse that contains overgrown sunflowers inside of it. Along the greenhouse windows, you see these strips of orange emitters, which simulate a low gravity environment. As you walk into the arena, you see that some of the players are starting to warm up. They're jumping off of large flowers and kicking balls all over the place. They're running on the ceilings and pushing their way off the top to get a better angle on shots. It's very chaotic, and what surprises you is that this flowerball game is being held in such a large venue. This place is usually reserved for professional teams and huge events, and it seems odd that, just a high school flowerball game would be held in such a place. You see a large banner that hangs on the greenhouse that says championship game, purple petals, green gardeners.
Which team she's on?
She's on. You know that she is on.
I forgot which team she's on, Anise.
All right, roll a history check.
Oh no!
This is the most important role.
But we chose the school for.
Don't use your dice. Use a die.
Oh, I really shouldn't have used my dice. But this time they did not betray me. Shockingly, that's a 17.
Yes, Claire's on the purple petals.
Okay. Excellent. She's on the purple petals. The petals.
Okay.
She's on the petals team. We need to get over to their side. I don't know. Gosh, why do they make these stadiums so big? We need to find wherever they're hanging out before the game starts. Do either you need to know your way around a stadium?
I don't do good with ball sports. The coach. If the coach is around, I mean, they're practicing up there, aren't they? Can we just call the coach over or something? Hey, yo! Or other team, coach. Hey, there's some kids up there practicing. I'll just go, hey, kids up there practicing. Do you have an adult or a coach or something? We need to go find Claire. It's an emergency. On the other team, your green ones. Well, where is your coach? And, oh, shit. There's a lot of kids around.
I imagine it's not like even going through the little greenhouse thing.
Like they can't hear a word.
Yeah.
You're just like yelling into it.
Screaming into the void.
Oh, what can I do here? Okay, I want to cast Borrowed Knowledge. And what would this look like? This stadium is full of so much energy and life and enjoyment and emotion. I think Delilah is able to tap into that collective enthusiasm and is able to kind of almost map the stadium based on where people are and their emotions that they're feeling and like the degree of yellow magic that they're feeling.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she just kind of like puts her hands out, stretched out from her, kind of raised up a little bit, and just channels this divination of feeling all the yellow magic in the stadium, all this yellow shine in the stadium, to give her a proficiency with survival checks to track down, or perception.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Athletics.
Never thought there'd be a day I'd be proficient in athletics.
That is a 23.
A 23. So with a 23, there's two things that you know. One is that both of the teams are warming up on either side of this arena. It's about the size of a soccer field. There's also an entrance where players and coaches and captains are allowed to enter and leave. It's sort of like this decontamination area to make sure that you don't accidentally, leave at a bad angle or with bad velocity, so that you can get grounded once again. And in order to get inside, you'd have to go through there.
We can get into the greenhouse through there, as Delilah points towards that entrance.
All right, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need, as you enter, all of you to make an athletics check.
That one's my not good one.
Damn. Would this be an athletics or an acrobatics check? For being honest.
This is going to be athletics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2 minus 1. So it's a 1, but it's not a natural 1.
Okay.
I rolled a dirty 1.
Phrasing, okay. Phrasing.
The dirty one.
I got a
Master of mud. I got a 14.
A 14. Okay, you guys enter the arena and it's immediately disorienting. The gravity is different. Delilah, you kind of like overstep and then overcompensate and push up, and you just sort of like slowly start floating away, like up to the top of the greenhouse.
I never should have come here.
The other two, it is disorienting, but you do find your bearings after a couple steps. You make your way to the Purple Petals warm-up area. You see a number of kids in green jerseys practicing shots, practicing jumping around and passing the ball, and midair control and midair turns and things such as that. There seems to be a coach there, and you do notice Claire is among them, sort of practicing. And as you enter, Claire gives you kind of a look.
I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
She quickly says something to her teammates and then pushes off one of the petals, using its sort of swinging momentum to control her ascent towards you.
Anise is kind of just imagining this low gravity environment. Like, Anise and Rekklan have like some control of what they're doing, but it's lots of like kind of scrambling around, grabbing a flower stem and just like pushing off of it.
Yeah, it's like your first time on ice skates.
Yeah. From a distance, she's just yelling, Claire! Claire! Oh my gosh, Claire!
Hey, what are you like
Claire,
doing here?
Claire. I imagine they just like float into each other and it's like big hug.
Oh
my gosh, Claire, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm like fine.
She like checks
Mom,
temperature. Like,
what
are
are
you
you doing?
lightheaded at all? Okay, good. Did you order anything weird online? Anything off of Gloom forums or anything like that?
Mom, why are you making a scene?
Oh.
Claire, look, I don't need you to be all upset and
What do you mean?
teenager.
What do you mean, like all set and?
At me right now? Okay, look, there is danger. We need to go and sit down and figure this out.
Mom, actually, what are you talking about?
Look, there was this list in this old mushroom building, and look, it had your name on it, and it had this kid's name from the other week ago when he had this crown in the Jump King, and look, there is just all sorts of stuff that could be going on, and we need to get you down and away and safe and make sure that nothing bad is going to happen here.
You're okay, and you've not done anything wrong. We're just... Hi, Rekklan. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
With the
hi.
Shine Brigade with your mom.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I know you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. It's just we're safe. We're good. We're just gonna take a little moment. No one has done anything wrong. We just saw some. We just making sure everyone's safe. You have not done anything wrong. We are not coming for you. You've done nothing wrong. We're just talking. We're just all talking. We're all good. We're all talking.
We're not coming for her, but there could be someone coming for you or someone around you. I don't know.
Listen, Mom,
And-
I appreciate the concern and everything, but like this is like the big game, and like I am not like dealing with your stuff right now because like this is it. Like I've worked
Fair.
so hard for this, and like you can't just like frickin' show up. Like this can't be the one thing that you show up for, right? Like this can't be like the one thing that you show up for, and then you charge in here like a frickin' bat out of hell. And like
no.
yell and like embarrass me in front of like all my teammates and shit. Like, oh, I'm not coming with you.
Claire, look, we can talk about this later.
No, we can't talk about it
make
later.
Sure that you're safe. We need to make sure you're safe. Claire, you are in danger. Your teammates are in danger. Anyone here might be in danger, and Claire, I cannot afford to lose you.
You see a look of absolute contempt wash over the face of Claire. Like, if you can't afford to lose me, then where were you for the last 10 years? She's gonna wrestle her arm away from you and kick back to the team.
which Delilah's currently in the middle of.
You're just like floating by.
I'm trying to dodge the flower bowl.
Hey, we can give you a push if you want.
No, thanks. I've got this. I'm fine.
Okay, and that's where we're gonna end today's session.
You are listening to the Daily Doozy from DPR. I'm Basil, and here with me today is Micheal Brown of the Shine Brigade. Michael specializes in orange shine, the light that makes our wheels spin and our cars run. However, he uses his mastery of the orange light to keep us safe and fight off bad guys. Welcome to the show, Michael. Now tell me, how has this experience been since the Shine chose you?
If I'm being honest, Basil, it's been pretty stressful. Even how it started kind of freaked me out. I was working in my garage when suddenly the figure I was working on just started moving on its own. But I have a great group around me that keeps it all from being too much. Not just the other Shine Brigade members, but Triple P, Jill Sargosa, who made me do this interview, Smith Bellflower, Doug Peony, and even Joel with all the hats. They do the hard part of planning and coordinating, then all I have to do is show up.
And does that bear any similarities to your past job as a mechanic?
Well, I had a solid group of employees until the shop went on hiatus. I miss those guys sometimes. Hopefully once everything is kind of settled down here, I can open the shop back up. The real difference there is I was in charge of those people. Their salaries, their schedules, everything work-related. When you're someone's boss, you're the guy they go to when they have a question, or when they're dealing with a frustrated customer, or even if they just need someone to cover the front while they get lunch. I'm looking forward to getting back to it at some point.
Really? The glamorous superhero would rather be in a shop soldering metal over saving people's lives?
Well, that's not how I would put it. I enjoy both jobs. Don't get me wrong, I like saving people's lives. It's what the city needs from me right now. But I like the low-stress environment of the shop, too.
Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to get at here, Michael. People want to relate to you. Blue-collar workers, fathers sitting at home. They need heroes, too.
Okay, you want me to relate to them. How?
Can you talk about your relationship with your daughters? It must be hard being so distant from them now.
Well, it is. Of course it is. I work my ass off to make sure they're safe and secure, that they have a good school and food to eat. It hurts not seeing them all the time. But I know they're well taken care of. I would do anything for them. And I feel the same about all of Daffodil. Whatever it takes, I'll get it done.
And has the separation with your daughters affected your ability to be a Shine Brigade member?
In some ways, it has. In general, I'd say it's made me stronger.
Made you stronger? How so?
Well, I've been taking time to work on myself. When your life is turned upside down like that, it forces you to reevaluate priorities. It's helped me to understand others better and not be so quick to anger. Tough times make for tougher people. That's something my dad always used to say.
That's great. Thank you, Michael. I know it's hard for you to talk about personal things.
It's fine, Basil. I appreciate your kindness.
Thank you for joining us, Michael. Well, that's it from us here at the Daily Doozy. I'm Basil. Join us next week where Dr. Leah, orchid geneticist and CRISPR advocate, will be sitting down to explain the wonders of designer DNA and have a good night.